Hello and welcome. Today we will be taking a look at the mini comic book wave Adam Warlock and the reissued Fantastic Four retro card, Doctor Doom. Not much to say about these two other than I got them a couple months ago. So let's get them opened up. Starting off with Adam Warlock. So here he is at a box. For accessories, you get his signature staff. Almost looks like an eagle at the top. Of course, you get the Infinity Gauntlet, which is actually just a separate hand with a cuff overlay. These two alternate fist hands. And of course, the printed mini comic. It is hard plastic. Or is it? I think it's rubber, actually. For the figure himself, really nice printing on the face, though I think they should have included another head sculpt. Taking him out of the box, of course, Hasbro had to package it in pretty tight, so when you open it, you gotta scrape it along the edges of the plastic, which is extremely annoying. It is extremely solid, and it pegs in right at the back of his neck. I'm not the greatest when it comes to memorizing Legends base bodies, but I believe this is the Vulcan one. So for articulation, his head can go that far back. Cape definitely gets in the way. That far forward. You can see there is a hinge at the neck. Not much side to side. His arm can go up this much. Looks like, I can't tell if it's limited by the cape. I think that's just as high up as it goes. Double joint at the elbow, so in that much. No cuff swivel. Hinge at the hand. The cape isn't glued down anywhere, so you can actually rip the head off, stick it back in. Paint match is pretty good. The butterfly can go that far back, that far forward. Doesn't seem like that much. There is an ab crunch, so it goes that far forward, that far back. There's a waist swivel. He can almost do the splits. Thigh swivel. Double joint at the knee. Seems pretty stiff, but that's how far back it can go. There is a calf swivel. Feet can go back that much, forward that much. Nice side to side. Pop his head off. Stick the cape back on. And get the head back on. Pop his hand out. Grab the cuff piece, stick it over, and then the hand. Now he's got all 6 stones. Stick the staff in the other hand. I think this is a really good figure. It's got pretty nice articulation. I think it looks like it was ripped right off a comic panel. Though I do have a few gripes, those being I wish it had a second head sculpt. I wish it came with a snapping hand for the Infinity Gauntlet. And of course I wish it came with a cloth cape. And I definitely would have traded this for any one of those 3 things. But looking at what we got, I think this is pretty awesome. So of course I do recommend picking him up. Now for Dr. Doom. So here he is out of box. For accessories, you get these two really nicely painted and printed books. I'm not exactly sure what they are. That one has the symbol of the Sanctum Sanctorium. I think one of them may be the Book of Ashanti, but I'm not sure. These two really nice yellow propulsion effects. This little doohickey, I'm not exactly sure what it is. I think it might be a Geiger counter. These two nice neon magic effects. And then an open palm hand and a trigger hand. So now for the figure himself. Looking pretty good. I did actually miss an accessory. He does come with a gun in his holster. Once again, taking him out of the box, you had to scrape the cape against the plastic packaging. There is this cloth piece around the neck, but the cape itself is, of course, hard plastic. It pegs into the upper back. You can see the ports of the jetpack. Pretty nice sculpting overall. There are pins, so the arms and legs are a bit flimsy. So for articulation, I believe the hood is actually glued to the top of the head. Try to move the head around, the hood just follows. So he can look up that much, which is actually not bad. Down that much, which is pretty good. You can see there is a hinge at the neck. His arm can go up that much, which is really good. Double jointed elbow goes in that much. The gauntlet right there definitely gets in the way. Hinge and swivel at the hand. No cuff swivel. His torso can go back that far, forward that far, so next to no movement there. Little bit of side to side. There's a swivel at the waist. There is a cut right here. Same on the other side. There is a thigh swivel. Double jointed knee, so it goes in about that much. His foot seems to have pretty good articulation. That far back. Forward. Side to side is definitely limited by the armor. If you wanted to, you could plug these in. Like so. Though I would say if you wanted to display them with those in, try to make sure the cape isn't pegged in so that there's a little bit of space in there. Take this hand out. Stick this one in. And you can stick the gun in his hand. Pull this hand out. Stick this one in. And he can barely hold a book. Or he could stick the magic effect around his arm. I think he looks awesome. I really like the color scheme. Probably because I grew up watching the 90s show. He doesn't have the greatest articulation. He's fallen over like 8 times. To be fair though, it is a bit of an older figure. I wish they would have given him an actual cloth cape. But, besides those few gripes, I'm really happy to have this guy. So, of course, I recommend picking him up. Just make sure you don't overpay. This guy's gone for a lot of money, so of course that's why he got reissued. I'm happy to have both of these figures. I think they would have been a million times better with cloth capes. But I'd say they're still definitely shelf standouts. Adam would fit in perfectly next to the Guardians, and Doom would fit in perfectly next to the Fantastic Four. And I think they'd both pair very nicely next to the new mini comic book wave Silver Surfer. So of course I recommend getting both of these guys. So, as always, thank you for watching, happy hunting, and I'll see you in the next video.